Hey guys, hope you're all doing well and getting set for round 14. In this video today, I'm going to take you through just each position, a bunch of the grade players that you might want to be looking at, and then if there's any possible cash outs in that position. So I'm going to roll through, start with our top position in the hooking position. So a few issues at the moment. See, Smith and McCulloch are out. McInnes had a few lean weeks, but he came back with a big one, a big 82 on the weekend. So, and when I say lean, I mean a 58, a 60, and a 54 in his 5-round average. So nothing to sneeze at. He's back into the lock position, like starting now, which should bode well for his prices again. When he even if he has a slight move to the hooking role at some point, but definitely a number one choice in this position. Damien Cook. If we're looking at him in his last 5-round average of 65, he had a few big scores there, especially with that 95. But 49 and a 51 in the last few. You should be able to pick him up at a bit of a price discount. He's down 37 this week. If you can wait a couple more weeks, then I think he's going to be good value. But just be aware, obviously why did he have those scores? Rabbitoh's played pretty well, and usually you think he'd score well, but if I was going to pick anyone out of him and McInnes, I'm definitely picking McInnes there at only a 14k difference. So that's the one there. So Smith McCulloch. If you got Coruscant, he's doing really well. I unfortunately traded him out, but not someone I would be bringing in at this point. The only two guys I'm bringing in is McInnes and Cook. Simple. If you have Ben Hunt, he's the other one, but obviously that's more. He's got him for half or hooker. Jazz Tavanga would be the other one who is in that dual position in the hooker and second row, but no one else to really think about in this position. If you're looking for any cash outs, there is none. Little's going to play for the next few weeks, and look, he should score well, but I wouldn't be thinking about bringing him in at that price at 320 in that position. All right, hope you found someone in there that would be worthwhile. In this position, in the front row, we've got just Papali. 5-round average of 62. Scores really well when he scores a try, and he does score a bunch. He's got 4 for the year out of the 13 games, which is really good. And he sits between that 50 to 60 mark, which is great. And I suppose a lot of us have a Payne Haas or a Carrigan already, so maybe Papali could be your third front rower. A lot of people have been talking about Campbell Gillard as an option. What did we say? Last 5 averages 62. So, been playing big minutes, and he got 58 minutes on the weekend. I personally think that is his normal amount of minutes. I don't see the reason why he's playing big minutes. Is he trying to rival Payne Haas? I'm not sure. Maybe they needed him to. They're trying to rest other people a little bit more. But with Madison back as well, they'll be able to get obviously his 80 minutes, and I'd say 58 minutes is normal for Regan Campbell Gillard. I wouldn't be bringing him in for that reason. Saifidi comes back this week, was scoring really well. Obviously had a reduced score in that game where he got injured. I wouldn't be bringing him in straight away, especially with other great options around. Obviously his price point is a bit lower, but you can get someone like Takiaho, who played got an amazing 80 and 80 minutes. Just had that one lull game against the Warriors, where he got 10, 15 less tackles than normal, and a bunch of demerits with errors and missed tackles. So he's also a half-decent option there, but I'd personally be waiting. Even Joey Paulo, a few up and downs, has these amazing games and then doesn't, so I wouldn't be bringing him in. Tino, a bunch of people have. Again, probably a no for me. I'll be looking at Papali, 12 when he comes back, and Clemmer's been up there too, but go for the tippy top. Most people have Haas and Carrigan, so if you need one more, then I say Papali or 12 when he comes back. And if we're looking for any cash outs in this position, Daniel Fafita played and got 6 points on the weekend, which was great. But no real options to bring in if you're having a bit of a scroll. You've got a Penne there with the front row, second row. But if you're going to get someone that's not going to play at all, you want to look at that 212 range. So have a think with that one there. All right, moving along to second row forwards. Obviously, McInnes is a jewel. Bateman's got a couple of good scores on the way back. Madison's sort of the guy you want to be looking at, especially having a few weeks off. He'll be raring to go. So he's obviously, I've spoken about him before as being a top 3 gun. Tohu Harris is also in that bracket as well. He's getting a little bit of a rest now. So obviously scored 2 weeks ago, got 57 in 75 minutes. Should we expect that to be his normal? I'd say so. If he does get a little bit of a rest and he's not 100% the gun that we exactly want, and you look down the list and there's no one really else to think about in that mid-range. So McInnes, Bateman, Madison, Harris, even David Fafita, but who knows what's going on in that team at the moment. But then you go into my team there, what we've got. So I got Tavanga in there. He's sort of that cheaper second row option. Jay Trob's doing really well, averaging about 60 in the last 5. You got Taumalolo, who's a top gun. Isaiah Yo's in there as well, but I wouldn't personally bring him in at this stage. And any cash out options? And you look right to the bottom, nothing really there at all. Also, so that 12 at 212, you got Lewis in there, who doesn't help you too much. Cheekham, you got second row centre, so if that helps you at all, but again, I wouldn't be thinking about those kind of guys over the next bunch of weeks. All right, halves. I got Cleary in my team is a top gun. Cherry Evans is second top. All the others I wouldn't be thinking too much of. Sean Johnson has been good. And Moses, obviously, is very cheap right now. If you're looking just the averages there, everyone around him is 47, 50 on the dot, where he's average of 53. Obviously, had his injury-affected game, which brought him back down to earth. But he should be scoring 50 to 60 on a weekly basis. So he could be a little cut price there. Everyone else I would not be thinking of. Down to the bottom, Connor Tracy and Crossland are playing randomly, but I wouldn't be thinking about those guys as bringing into your squad. Nico Hines, sort of if you're going to bring him in last week was the week when he was on 212. And that's all through the halves. Centers, God, the fun position. Ewan Aiken has been scoring amazingly well. He is the tip top. You've got blokes like Lomax. So Ewan Aiken and Lomax are your top 2. Latrell's there as well. I wouldn't be really thinking about anyone else. Peachy, if he can stay in the second row the whole time. Got 51 minutes. He is scoring really well the past 5. See, even sort of back to round 7, he is scoring well, and he's second row forward and centre. So if you want to roll the dice, he's someone you can do that with. But Titans change their team often, so just keep that in mind. That'll be all with the centres. Moving down, got Hampton as that 212 option, who's centre and wing fullback. Something to think about. He is playing the 6th role again, but there's every chance that Clifford takes that position. So just think about that with him. And last position, guys. Wing fullbacks. Teddy is the gun. He's falling in price. Dropped 73k on the weekend. Will drop a little bit more. He's the guy you want to look for. Matt Duffy and Gustafson, as I spoke about before. Duffy, Gustafson, and Nofaluma are your 3 that they come in sort of in that number 3 position. Ponga is your number 2. With Pappenhausen sitting around that tied for 3rd as well. So think about those guys. All are good options. Anyone else other than that is a no from me. Even Tuivasa-Sheck, etc. from there. And then just down the bottom, no one really to think about there. Laurie cooked a few people. I saw on Supercoach, a few people did the loophole with Laurie and he ended up playing, which cost them a shitload of points. So there you go. But no one else I wouldn't be thinking about. Toa. I know he scored well, but that's where they try, and he could go bad this week, and I don't see him in the team long term. But anyway, that's my thoughts, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll get replying to a bunch of them tonight. I hope you all enjoy your week, and subscribe to the channel and like the video if you're enjoying it.